All right, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Sunday, June 30th, 2019, and it is time yet again for my Markets A Look Ahead segment, and this is going to be interesting. All right, so let's talk about the developments right now, and how this is going to affect the markets in my view. Most of this, honestly, should not be a surprise to any of you that follow this blog. Let's start off with what I believe is the biggest thing right now, and there are several. Apparently, President Trump has agreed to not raise tariffs on China. Now, this is huge for the markets. This is what the markets wanted to hear. However we got here is a whole other thing. But as of now, President Trump is not raising tariffs on China, and talks are about to resume once again. So the market is going to view this as a positive thing. Some of this, undoubtedly, has already been priced into the market, but that does not mean that stocks are not going to rally off of this news, at least temporarily, and then maybe give some back. We'll talk about that too. So that's tremendous. Number two, this OPEC agreement. Again, no surprise to any of you that follow this blog. I have explained to you since time immemorial that every effort imaginable and things you can't even dream about, false flag events, are going to be used to keep crude oil propped up. Keeping crude oil propped up fuels the stock market. Okay, this is how they rig it. This whole thing, there's so many facets to it. So OPEC has agreed to keep production cuts going for at least 6 months, more likely 9 months. And then, of course, they're going to reevaluate it. And if crude oil is lower, what are they going to do? They'll extend it further. This is what they do. And still, crude oil remains in a danger zone. Anything below $60 or $65 a barrel leaves a doorway open for false flag events, tanker attacks, pipeline attacks, refinery fires, you name it. That's what they do. It's not real. It's all rigged, okay? So, right off the top, we have, is it a truce? I don't know. I guess we're really in a trade war now because it's being called a truce, which it really wasn't a trade war, but now it's a truce because it's a trade war. So I don't know. You figure it out. I believe we are in a trade war. And again, the market doesn't give a damn. All the market wants to know is if there are more tariffs coming. Appears there's not going to be, at least for now. This is stock market positive. This thing here with OPEC, stock market positive. So there we go. Number three. All right. How is this going to affect the Fed's decision to cut rates this month? In my view, again, we are still going to get a rate cut this month. Now, as I explained to you in a recent video, the only question really was how much. Without this truce, it was a 50 basis point lock. Now that we have both of these things here, the question is whether it's going to be a 25 basis point cut or a 50. It's still hard to say, and right now I'm kind of leaning more towards a 25. Okay, we'll see how the market reacts, because here's the deal. There's going to be a knee-jerk reaction here in the market. Buy stocks, buy stocks, buy stocks. Tomorrow, more than likely, this is the likely scenario. But what do we know? What do we know about the stock market? Well, it always, without exception, overreacts. This is something that me and my lions are going to take advantage of. So let's lay that scenario out real quick. So if there happens to be, and I believe there will be, a knee-jerk reaction into stocks, and we're going to be able to tell in just a few hours with regard to the futures, I don't know if I would buy right into that rally off the bat tomorrow if it occurs. I would wait for a pullback because, again, the market always overreacts, pulls back, and then you buy the pullback. You understand? Go back up. Or you could short it when you see it rolling over at the top. There are many ways to play this. And for me, and for my lions out here, and for those of us thinking longer term, we know exactly what to do. It can't be more simple. Regardless of any nonsensical, politically driven, because that's all this is. The president wants to be reelected. We know that. He wants to drive the stock market higher, like I've been explaining to you. That's what this is all about, this China truce thing. I don't think the president actually wants to have a truce with them, but he understands that if he doesn't, stocks are going to suffer. So he has to play the game, push stocks higher here. And that doesn't mean that any of you or me are going to get any relief with regard to the cost of the tariffs that already exist. No. We're still going to be paying for that. And we're still going to subsidize this entire stock market by suppressed rates, for which we're going to get a cut. We're still going to get a cut here. It's so simple. It really is, to understand the dynamics behind all of this. It's so in our face. It's so easy to read. And that's what makes it even more simple to make it work for ourselves. And I can't stress this enough, and I've been beating this like a dead horse. Bet against this freaking debt. Become your own freaking central bank. That means holding hard assets, gold, silver, more specifically silver. You want to get into cryptos, that's okay too, but understand the volatility there. There's a lot of volatility right now, especially with Bitcoin, which is now under 11,000 after a $14,000 run. But I'm not saying it's not going to go back up. I don't know too many people out here, honestly, that have been calling Bitcoin as well as I. I nailed this from the last surge. I told people to dump it when it hit the top. I got made fun of, but was it proven to be correct? I called the recent, near recent high. I said it was going to 10,000 on Bitcoin. Called it a buy at 3,500. I don't know what else people need to say, hey, you know what? Greg knows what he's talking about. But again, all of this plays together. All of it. We understand clearly that the world economy is not just slowing down, but the world economy is melting down, and every effort imaginable is going on right now to keep the illusion real, keep stocks propped up. If people see the stock market around the world higher, they think everything is great, despite round after round of abysmal economic news. The fact that it's proven that the United States economy is in contraction. Doesn't matter. The yield curve's screaming, hey, there's trouble coming down the pike. Doesn't matter to the stock market right now. All it cares about is how large it can keep the distortions before they finally normalize. And that normalization period is going to wipe out the wealth of a vast majority of the people who are going to be caught on the wrong side, because they always are. This is a game. The world central banks, all of them are serial bubble blowers. They inflate bubbles, they deflate bubbles. And this whole thing is being played in the political arena. I mean, it should be very obvious to you what you're seeing here. This is, again, no surprise to anybody. We know what they're going to do before they do it. It's a joke. And they think, oh, look what we're doing. Look how we pulled the rabbit out of the hat. Nonsense. The rabbit was already pulled out of the damn hat. But no. That would require out-of-the-box thinking. And most people are so dumbed down, they're unable to do it. They can't. It's impossible. Anyway, I think this video has been kind of important. If you would agree, please share this video. Please get it out there. And let's see how this plays out tomorrow. I honestly can't wait. I really can't. I think it's going to be an epic week. I think it's going to be a phenomenal week for traders. A lot of volatility, which is what we need. We've been seeing a pretty flat market. Pretty hard to trade a flat market. We need some volatility here in this market to make some money. So, and that's what we're going to do here. But long-term people, I can't stress this enough. And I'm going to say it again for the quadrillionth time. Bet against this debt. Become your own central bank. Let them play their games. We know what they're going to do. They're going to hyper inflate. I sincerely believe this, what I'm about to tell you. We have not seen anything yet. Anything with regard to what world central banks are about to do. And it's going to start this month in July. World central banks around the world, and I've been saying this also since forever now, are going to become not just the lenders of last resort, but the buyers of last resort. Their plan is very simple, and every world leader is playing into it, including Donald Trump. World central banks are going to dominate and own the world. Dominate and own the world. And so you can get your little piece of it and not be totally fleeced. Again, what do you need to do? Bet against the debt, become your own central bank. Period. The freaking end. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Over and out.